And welcome back to JKLive here at Citizen Television. On the bench today, we're early because we're talking to CSs who have to be up early and in their dockets. Right next to me, I've got Wafula. She's a new CS for Health. On the far end, Kuria, new CS for Trade, Investment and Industry. And we're standing by for Kipchumba Murkomen, Roads and Transport. She'll be here very shortly. In the meantime, welcome.
Thank you.
Waziris. How does the title feel?
Feels nice. And, of course, a sign of a lot of responsibility. Yeah. And expectations from Kenyans. Sure. Yeah.
Look, for you, you weren't even a politician before.
I was.
Not quite.
Those kind of small politicians. Those are the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how does it feel? Did you know you were going to get this? Did you realize?
No. Until the very day, I did not. Yeah.
And how did you feel when the announcement was made?
I didn't hear it myself. I was on the road, so people were calling me and saying, hey, congratulations. I'm like, for what? They say, for CS. Are you sure it is me? And they say, there's nobody else by the name Nahumicha that we know. Of course, I was like, oh, thank you. It must be CS something. Then, no, health. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
And then it hit you.
It hit me.
Give me a moment. Waziri, 8 years ago, when you first elected MP for Gatundu South, we had an interview.
Yes.
I think it was one of your first, right?
My first one was with you.
Correct.
And here I am.
And I asked you the question, will you perform?
Yes, and I told you that I will surprise you. And I told you I will transform the place. And I told you, once you come to Gatundu next, you won't believe what you found. Yeah. I hope you went back there.
I did.
I'm very proud of what I did there. And that was some exam of some sorts. So you pass and then you go on to some other stage in life.
Yeah. But you didn't want to run this time around, right? You didn't want to run in 22. I
was reluctant, unfortunately I got sick and I went to hospital for quite a long time. And it was all hazy. So it was not clear, Even when I ran for governor for Kiambu, it was quite reluctantly because I was sort of not the usual me in terms of clarity. Yeah. But what was not in doubt was my commitment to the agenda we wanted to drive with my good friend.
By the way, how are your feet now?
I'm okay now. I'm good, thank God. I'm
healthy?
Really okay. I'm healthy, and if I'm not, I'm with the CS for Health here. So I'm sorted.
Yeah, you're sorted. Okay, when you heard the announcement, where were you?
I was actually in Westlands with some friends, just going through. I was in a workshop actually with some friends, some business workshop, and it was quite a surprise. Of course, being part of the apex leadership of Kenya Kwanza administration, we were working together. Even I was the chair of the Economic Council that was going around holding economic forums and all that. So I knew one way or the other because it was our government. And we even had signed an agreement among the principles of Kenya Kwanza. So I knew that I will have a role in that government. But as to whether that role will be CS was completely out of the blues. Yeah.
And when they threw trade, investment, and industry at you, how did you feel?
I was very delighted. I was very satisfied because these are matters that I hold very close to my heart, especially the addition of investment. And today, the president again nominated someone to be the principal secretary for investment for the first time. So this is something, again, I've been having conversation with him again and again, that something is wrong with the way we approach investors and investment promotion, that we need to have a different conversation, not conversation based on debt, but conversation based on investment and opportunity. So it was very satisfying for me.
Yeah.
And
Nakumicha, health. Were you surprised at health, at the docket?
Yes, I was surprised, though I've been in health all through. So as much as I was surprised, I didn't see it as such a big deal. I was just within my sector, where I've been all along. Yeah.
How do you transfer what was so-called mafia house to the original Alfia house? How do you change the perception?
As you rightly put it, it is a perception. For the past 2 days that I've been there, I've met my teams. And honestly, some good work has already gone into it. Foundation blocks have already been laid. So it's just up to me now to build and fly it a bit higher. That they have done so much in terms of policies to transform the place. Now it is time for implementation. So as the person being there in terms of steering the ship, then I'll just be looking at implementation. And Kenyans are going to like what they will see. Yeah.
By the way, you said you were in health before, right? What were you doing?
Yes, I was. I'm a healthcare supply chain expert. So all along, I've been in healthcare, just trying to ensure that health needs are met of different populations, not at the scale of the national, but in other small scales.
Yeah.
Moses
Kuria, you and Mitumba have clashed recently. What is this?
This is about media distortions. And you know, the media gentleman, the guy from the media who asked me this question, and I told him there, and this was available publicly, I know you're asking me this question so that you go reporting that Moses Kuria said we're going to ban Mitumba. And I'm very glad that I said that on record, because that was the entire intention, what I put it that way, which was then again taken over by your fellow KOTs. So, but you know, the guys who are talking to me about Mitumba, if you ask them where Gikomba is, they will Google. They don't even know where Gikomba is. They can only use a Google map to know where Gikomba is. They have never even been there. Let alone they're telling someone like me, when a problem happens in Gikomba, I go to Gikomba personally. I know most of the traders personally. I know my people, and my people know me. I know them very well. So in a nutshell, the conversation, we were in a manufacturing event, and I was trying to bring out the conversation that we need to take seriously the problem, the issue of local manufacturing. And I had come from South Africa that morning, just that morning, where we had a very good discussion. Actually, that's yesterday morning, I think, with the trade minister, Ibrahim Patel, my counterpart in South Africa. And by the way, South Africa has banned importation of second-hand clothes. That is banned. Their industry has shot up. Jobs are being created. And the point I was making is, first of all, I know a lot about export of clothes from Kenya. Kenya is one of the main contributors of exports under the AGOA program, which exports duty-free and quota-free to the United States. Clothes that are sold in America, Kenyan exporters sell them much cheaper than what is available here under Mitumba imports. And my point is, I don't need to ban Mitumba. And I will not ban Mitumba. But I will make Mitumba not competitive. I'll give people better options. That's what I said. I'll make sure that people are able to buy clothes made in Kenya at cheaper price. If you decide now to go and buy more expensive, it is your democratic right to take rat poison if you want to. Yeah? But, you know, the whole conversation is, if I make Mitumba to have a lesser value proposition, and I make locally manufactured clothes to be competitive, I don't believe in banning things. I don't believe in that. I believe in making the other product to be less competitive. Yeah? So that, you know, we have two products in the market. You want Mitumba, go for Mitumba. You want clothes manufacturing, go for it. So it's up to me to ensure that nobody goes for Mitumba. And Mitumba will die naturally. Two, I said, and I will say again, within the textile industry in Kenya, we have employed 50,000 people. Bangladesh, a country that you cannot call very advanced, has got 5 million people working in the textile industry. So by manufacturing here, I will create the same. I will create 5 million jobs within the textile. If I put 5 million people to jobs in Kenya, you know, what will that do to unemployment? So what there is now, because of the hysteria and McCarthyism around this issue, everybody goes, says Moses is going to ban Mitumba. So for record, Jeff, let me tell you something. I will not ban Mitumba, but I will make Mitumba to be less attractive to our people. And I will make sure that I create jobs so that people can be able to get paid and afford better, you know, clothes than Mitumba. More important, even within that conversation of local manufacturing versus Mitumba, I am in talks, and I'm going to, next week I'm meeting with people from the Mitumba industry. I'll make them part of the value chain of the locally manufactured products or clothes. They will be part of the winners. I'll get the manufacturers, I'll get people who sell mitumba, I'll link them together, and the same people who are selling mitumba are going to sell clothes from the manufacturers, so that you don't lose a single job. So no jobs will be lost. People will have money in their pockets, and we will create jobs and involve our people so that everybody becomes a winner. All this is supposed to intimidate us from my focus of creating jobs and ensuring I put money into people's pockets. Yeah. But mimi ni yule.
Jeff, you know, in just listening to Waziri here, is the same discussion that we are having in terms of local manufacturing for pharmaceuticals, for healthcare in Kenya. People just do not know. If we bring in a molecule like Panadol or paracetamol, that can be manufactured locally. We have created revenue in that country where it is being manufactured. We have created jobs in that country where it is being manufactured. As opposed to if we manufacture the paracetamol here, we will create jobs for our people, we'll create revenue, and we'll reduce cost of healthcare generally. So I think it's in terms of we need to shift focus so that we are not always looking at the negative connotations of anything that is being said. Instead, we look at the positive side of things.
And what is it with us and imports? It's like we love things from outside. What is it?
Yeah. I'm not sure. You know, I think is those many ages ago, things from outside looked like they were better, and therefore we were made to believe that anything locally was of inferior quality. However, things have changed. Technology has come in. What we were not able to do so well that time, we are doing it very well. In manufacturing, for example, of pharmaceuticals, many years ago, people would doubt the quality. But as we increase consumption, we increase numbers of what we want to manufacture locally, then we also improve on the quality. Yeah.
All right, folks, I want to take a quick break, come back, and we do a bit of business, and then we continue our conversation, okay? And hopefully your colleague from Roads and Transport will be here by then. CSs Murkomen.
I would have said maybe the roads are closed. Then I remember he's a minister for roads.
Very nice, very nice.
He's the one to close the roads.
Yes, he still has a sense of humor. And Nakumisha Wafula, CS for Health, both of them talking about their respective dockets. Let's take a quick break. Keep tweeting at Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya. The hashtag is JKLive. JKLive takes a break. We'll be back with business news in a moment.